Alright everybody, welcome back for more TechNodeFirmaCraft. And I am down underneath of Tech Tower right now, and we're going to talk about sulfur for a second. I had a problem, and these block breakers basically were doing nothing. And sulfur was not spawning here. We weren't getting anything out of our little system here. And I finally figured out why. You might notice on the side, it's now glass here and here, because sulfur won't spawn on the glass. Oh, actually, I should make that glass on the ends too. Alright, so here's what happens. I put a block here so that you can't accidentally fall in, right? And then sulfur spawns there at some point. The way sulfur spawns is lava blocks check to see if there's an air block above them, and if there is, then there's a random chance per tick or whatever to spawn sulfur. However, that's not air, that's sulfur. So that has to go. And this has to be turned to glass. I didn't even bring glass down, did I? Never mind. I'll do that one later. Basically, we want to turn that to glass and that to glass so that we cannot get spawns there anymore. The other thing I want to do with sulfur is I was told that pistons can push sulfur. And I was told I have no idea why you would want to do that, but apparently they can. I just thought of a reason to do it. So if we put one there and one here, and then we stick a couple blocks like so. I'm going to have to make those glass, and then the wire won't connect. Well, I'll fix it later. Anyway, here's my thought, and I'll have to do some work on it. But my thought is to do like so, and then do we need to make it this way? Now, hopefully that will... Yep, there it goes. So every time the timer spins, the piston will push this piece of sulfur once it spawns over one, and it'll get in front of the block breaker. So I don't know, it may be completely pointless, but that should be interesting-ish. Did I hear it tick? It's set for 30 seconds, so anyway, I thought I heard it tick and I didn't hear the pistons go. Let me give it one more second here. Let's just speed it up a bit. Make it every couple seconds for just a minute here. Yep, there we go. Okay, they're both moving. Unfortunately, I already broke all the sulfur over here because I was trying to show that that one wasn't working. But that now means there's no sulfur here to push. Oh well. I think that will work, and it should give us just a slightly better yield. But we're pretty good on sulfur, and again, I don't think this is going to keep up with like while we're processing stuff, but it will passively be generating sulfur and filling up our chest as we're off doing other things. Speaking of other things, Sim, I believe, is around here and going to come visit me, and we're going to do more Pneumaticraft, right?
Absolutely. Right. I've just finished checking my core sample drills.
Oh, time to get your excavator going. Okay, so I have gathered so many things that I am completely out of inventory space. Let me get rid of some of this stuff till we're ready for it. There, that feels better. And I guess I'll pop that down in case we need something out of it. Okay, so I started thinking I was going to run air around here and all that, but I think this is going to take some fiddling with and figuring out. So let's just break those and not that. And just make our own little system over here for a minute, and we're going to redo all of this, I'm sure. But the whole point here was really to make plastic, because I want to make elevators, and elevators require a couple different types of plastic. That is shale, not hempcrete. There we go. I saw that, sneaky. So remember that solid fueled boiler firebox. That's a lot of words. Made 3 of them, and we needed this in order to make the compressor. I think we're going to need a couple more compressors, so yeah, actually we can do that right now. Do you want to pop together a couple compressors? Because I'm pretty sure we're going to need them, and hopefully all the bits you need are in here. If not, let me know. Okay, so let me have a sandwich, and then let's start. So we're going to want a compressor, say back here somewhere, and then I think there's actually only one machine that needs power. No, that's not true. There's 2. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we can put 1 here and 1 there. Alright, the in-game wiki is pretty good. So we go to Pneumaticraft, we go to, plastic mixer or whatever. If you go to oil, it basically says, hey, you're going to need a refinery, and the refinery, here's how you set it up. Remember I kept talking about different configurations and getting 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of these. Yeah, you stack them on top of each other. So the more you stack up, well, between 2 and 4, you have to have 2, and you can go up to 4, and then you will get better yield out of it. So the crafting, I did a bunch of crafting. Here's our plastic mixer and thermo-pneumatic processing plant, and a vortex tube, and the refineries. So none of this is particularly difficult or worth showing, because NEI will show you how to do it, except I will mention that the refineries require a diamond each, and you have to make 4 of them. So you need 4 regular old quality diamonds, or a couple of flawless that you can split up or whatever. So I think we have 1 diamond left at this point, and
You might have 1 diamond left.
oh yes, how many diamonds do you have?
I have some.
That's not where we're going to put that. Real diamonds? You got a few, huh? All right. I was also going to mention that the excavator is no good at all at getting diamonds. Because remember, I was saying that coal vein over there has a 1.5% chance of diamonds and 1.5% chance of emerald. The problem is it digs up actual kimberlite, and the only thing you can do with kimberlite is throw it through a rock crusher. There we go. The only thing you can do is throw it through a rock crusher where you get chipped diamonds and a tiny 1% chance of flawed, less than 1% chance of diamonds, flawless, and exquisite. So I've been running that thing for a while, and I think I ended up getting like a stack of chipped diamonds and nothing else out of it. So Mekanism Digital Miner is definitely the way to go to get yourself some diamonds. Or we can just make them in here. Eventually. We just looked that up. So regular diamonds we can actually make in the pressure chamber. 8 blocks of coal. Oh, well, that's interesting, because I'm getting tons of coal from the excavator. So I could actually make diamonds right now. We just need 4 bars of pressure, put that in, and bam, out comes diamond. Nice. Alright, but anyway, we had enough diamonds, enough talking about diamonds. So here is our refinery. I made all 4 of them, so we're fully 4 tall. In order to use the refinery, we need heat. And one would think, hi Sam.
Did you say that was enough talking about diamonds?
I did say that.
There is never enough talking about
There's never enough talking about diamonds. Well, I got other things I want to talk about, so we have to move on for now. Yeah, so we need to heat this thing up, and the most obvious thing to do would be to put down lava next to it. Unfortunately, the mod author has decided that if you put down anything that's liquid, it will eventually turn into a solid object once it's expended or received enough heat. So if you put lava down, it'll heat this up. It'll heat this up really fast, and then it'll turn into obsidian, and your lava's gone. So yeah, I went and tested some stuff because this is crazy. So that doesn't really work out very well. So we're going to instead use this crazy thing that they have come up with called the vortex tube. And apparently this is, in the wiki it says something about this is based on a real world something or other. Doesn't really say what, but somehow this vortex tube puts hot out one side and cold out the other. So we're going to want to put this down like so. Nope. Okay, we want the red obviously pointing towards that. Oh, and that means, okay, we're going to put it this way because we need it to plug into the pipe back there, and that didn't work either. Come on, which way? Actually, a wrench will probably rotate this or something. There we go. So red side. Help, Sim. I'm doing it all wrong. Okay, well, let's try this way.
I'm enjoying this fast.
There we go. Red will heat this up, and it connects here. And I have no idea how I got myself all rotated there, but I did. So once we give this some pressure, it will heat up the oil refinery for us. However, I wanted to pipe out of that. Alright, well that's fine for now. We're going to move all of this anyway later. The next step then is to pipe the LPG, which will end up all the way up the top. I'm going to have to move this over a bit, I guess. We'll put it here, I guess, for now. And which side does that connect? Oh no, you're a temperature thing too? Oh, you need temperature in order to liquefy plastic, but you don't need that right now. Or something like that. Hang on. Yeah, he takes pressure, so he needs a pressure. And is that the side that you take pressure on? Yes. And then from there, we're going to pipe out to, and there's stuff in my way, but we're going to pipe out here to the plastic mixer. This is the one that liquefies plastic if you like put lava under it or something, a heat source. But we want to take liquid plastic and make it into real plastic, so we don't need a heat source. Right. I think that's the thing. Okay, do you have some compressors you can put back here? Guess there's no need for these. Just put it over in the middle anywhere there. And where's my oil? I'll probably put it in here. Yes, portable tanks full of oil. And we're probably going to need a basic mechanical pipe, or actually a bucket. Ultimate bucket, I suppose, would do it. Oh wait, these have bucket mode, right. We figured that out. So Shift M? Yeah, bucket mode on. Alright. Yeah, pop those down. I think you're facing the right way. Good. And honestly, I'm not sure if 2 is enough. Because from what I was looking up, this thing takes quite a bit of pressure. Or basically, it'll take as much pressure as you can give it. So 2 might be enough, but it's going to go really slowly. So let's put some in there, and some in here. And as far as I can tell, you don't need a safety, because it'll just use whatever you give to it. So you're not gonna go over. We'll keep a close eye on it, but there you go. Okay, so these guys are pressuring up, and that
Before you go any further, mate.
Yep.
The machines take 20 bars of pressure, but the pipes that you're using only take 5 bars. Are you going to blow these pipes up?
They can take 20 bars max, but we don't have anything that'll do 20 bars yet. So we're just doing 5.
If we've got two compressors, both putting out 5 bars, are we going to end up with 10 bars of pressure in the pipe?
I think it just, well, they'll never get to the 10 bars for one thing, and second thing is I think it's just more generates faster. I don't think it adds up to give you the 10 bars.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool then.
But we'll keep an eye on it because safety is good, right? So okay, so we're up to 1 bar.
I'll just stand away from the pipes just in case.
Well, if we really want to, we can grab the security upgrade. We'll pop that in here.
No, I want to see it blow up.
You want to see it blow up? All right, we're gonna we're gonna live dangerous, so we'll put the security upgrade back in there. All right, so it's starting to get the hot side hot and the cold side cold, as we can see. It's starting to turn a little bit red and a little bit blue, and it says north temperature -97, south temperature +64, and the refinery is now at 63 degrees. The refinery has to get to, I think it's 100 before it will be able to refine any oil. So we're getting there, but we're not getting there very quickly. We're going to have to give it some more time. But there is another trick. This thing works better if it doesn't have such a big temperature differential. Basically, you're splitting hot and cold air, and the differential between those two is the amount of work it has to do, basically. Something like that. So right now we've got a -125 over there, so that's really cold. We're going to take this heatsink, and again, it's a simple crafting recipe. Nothing special there. Let me get off of this, please. Come on. And pop that guy right on here, and now he's cooling off and absorbing all that cold air cold whatever it is out of there, and now the north temperature is -3 instead of -125, which is going to allow the south temperature to get hotter. And there we go, we're almost at 100. 99, 100, yay! And now we see actually north is going negative, but it's just a little bit negative compared to before. Okay, I think we can start processing the oil. So you can pipe this in, but I think bucket mode should work here. Let's just try to get... Oh, okay. Oh, it did it. It put the entire tank worth in. Okay. Well, there we go. 1,400 buckets. 1,400 buckets. 14,000 millibuckets, aka 14 buckets of oil. And we are very, very slowly making diesel, kerosene, gasoline, and the LPG that we actually want in order to make plastic. So what do you think of that versus plants, pick seeds, throw them in there and compress them down? It's a little different.
It's definitely different. The only issue is getting a regular source of oil,
Yes.
as opposed to a farm producing stuff for you.
Yep. I don't think there's any way to make it just auto-produce. If you had BuildCraft, you'd have BuildCraft oil fields, and I believe those work. So that would be somewhat unlimited. But without BuildCraft, we have to go around and pump out all these different lakes, basically. So actually you can see just barely, and it's rendering. Double check, make sure my fast rendering is turned off. Fast render off, yes. Don't know why it's all glitchy like that, but whatever. Oh wait, it stopped. No, it didn't. Alright, but you can actually see it'll start filling up, and this one does have the diesel in it. It'll start filling up there. This one actually, so each of these is its own tank and has one of the gases, or liquids actually. Okay, now we need to send this over to the thermopneumatic processing plant. And does this take heat? I forget. I may need to make another vortex tube. I don't remember that one taking heat, but sure. Alright, do we have some mechanical pipes? I have 5. That's not enough.
How many do you need? I have a
You got a
vessel
kit?
full of all of the bits.
Alright, so we need to pipe out of that top tank and down into this thermopneumatic processing plant. And I'm trying to remember if that needs
What
heat.
are we piping? What sort of
Liquid.
liquid pipes? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're taking from
Let me look
where
this up
to
again.
where?
Top tank.
Top tank?
Yep. And I think it goes down to that thermopneumatic guy, but let me look this up. I might be doing it in the wrong order. Okay, so we want to make plastic. That's the old seed method. We need to get liquid plastic into the plastic mixer. Liquid plastic comes from, yeah, LPG plus coal in thermopneumatic processing plant. Okay, it does need pressure, but not... It needs heat too. So we need another vortex tube. And it does take pressure, which is kind of weird, because I think it's the heat that actually makes it go. Anyway, yeah, can you get a pipe that'll hook up to that? Cool. And it's getting LPG? Oh, we probably have to set that for pull up there. Let me see what the vortex took to make. That's not bad. Couple of gold, couple of pipes. I don't think I have any gold up here though. Let me pop down a couple levels. One of these days we'll actually have elevators. And pop back up here. With jetpacks, I guess it's not really needed, but that's kind of the whole plan. Alright, vortex tube. 2 pipes down the middle. 2 gold on the sides. Come on.
You have LPG.
And like so. Alright, cool. So we are now getting LPG into this thing. And we need to give it some coal. Oh, okay. So you see the little arrow move over there? When I put the coal in, that little arrow pops up and says, okay, we need to get to whatever that is. Currently we're at 22. So in order to make this happen, which should give us liquid plastic, we need to pop down another vortex tube. Now, that is opposite of this one. I did that last time. So, oh. Yeah, actually that will work really well, won't it? Excuse me, sir.
It requires or generates heat.
Bye.
So the plastic making process generates
There.
heat, is that correct?
So that'll make heat, and then it will need some pressure in order to make heat. There we go. Alright, so we're obviously going to have to move all of this, but I just kind of wanted to get all the pieces together and figure out how this is all going to work. Alright, so now, yep, there we go. Temperature is up to 109, and we have liquid plastic. It's beautiful. Can you pipe out of the front of this into the plastic mixer? It looks like it attaches. I think the side would make more sense, but it looks like it attaches at least. And
that went in.
Yay, liquid plastic. Alright, now we just need RGB, red, green, blue. And I don't think the powders are going to work, but let's try. Shift, it did work. Okay. You can actually put some of these in your crafting grid in order to turn them into like actual vanilla lapis, but we don't need to apparently. So, quick note on that. So red dye in TFC is hematite powder. So you have to find hematite, and it can't be piles. It has to be actual hematite. Green is malachite, so you have to find malachite, and you can't. You crush it or whatever to get the powder, but you can't make it into piles first. And blue is lapis, of course, and we have to have another sandwich. Always sandwich time. Alright, and the final thing we do is we say plastic selection on the lower right corner, and we pick which one we need. So, for instance, I want to make an elevator, and the elevator requires 2 gray plastic and 2 pneumatic cylinders, which each require 6. So I need a dozen blue plastic and 2 gray plastic. So we just click on this and we say, gray plastic, give me one. Done! I have gray plastic. Origin, burst plant seeds. Yeah, not anymore. Alright, so how much does that take? So we have 1,000 liquid plastic right now. Ooh. And we're out. Okay, this is still going. This is... Okay, it has a little bit of LPG in it, but not enough to process, apparently. So so the arrow is all the way at the bottom. Once it gets enough LPG, the arrow will pop up and it will combine that with the coal, and we will get some more liquid plastic, which will then come over here and get into this tank, and we'll be able to start making the blue. But yeah, I think with 2 compressors this is going to be a very slow process. In fact, until you have a bunch of liquid plastic in you, you don't need to be on. So let's stop wasting power trying to make this vortex tube work. Oh, and the north temperature is at minus 240 degrees because I didn't make another heat sink. So, and well, there's a chest there, so we need to move that so there's room for the vortex tube, and there's a room for a heat sink. I wonder, can you place this facing down? I've not tried this yet.
Something has dramatically reduced the temperature in the vortex
you
tube
can.
over this side.
Well, our pressure was down pretty low.
Maybe breaking the pipe.
Well, I had 2 vortex tubes on here, so it was basically splitting the power between them, trying to make that hot and trying to make this hot. So that's why I just took this vortex tube off for now. So we should be, yeah, now we're warming back up. 97, 98. Like I said, two little air compressors is not really enough to make this happen, although we got it kind of hobbling along. Let me try rotating with a wrench. Oh yeah, there we go. Cool. So that will work, and then I can stick a heatsink on the top of it just for now. Obviously this all needs to be rebuilt in a much better way. And there's some cool things we can do. You can actually use the thermo-pneumatic, which I can't even get to now, processing plant to process each of these fuels into the next one above it. So we're processing oil, and that's going to make all 4 of these. Then we can process diesel, and diesel will turn into kerosene. Then we can process kerosene. Kerosene will turn into gasoline. Gasoline then will turn into LPG, which is currently empty. So we can actually process all of this up into LPG or whatever level we want it to be at. And that is now how we make plastic in Pneumaticraft. Yeah. Okay, well,
Bring the flowers back.
yeah, I was looking at this, and I'm going through NEI, and I'm going through the in-game wiki, and I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? And the heat source had me stumped for the longest time because, well, apparently torches work, except Minecraft torches work, TFC torches don't, and it's extremely slow. Lava works, but only for a few seconds, and then it turns into obsidian, so that's not really a useful thing. Fire sort of works, but to do fire we need to get netherrack, which is possible, but we don't have any netherrack today, and it takes a bit of work to actually light it because the TFC flint and steel doesn't recognize netherrack, Minecraft netherrack, so it won't light it on fire. It's just like, really? Anyway, so there's some interesting stuff, but yeah, anyway, that's the whole point, I guess, of this vortex tube thing they added, is basically to complete this and give you a reasonable way to heat these things up. Alright, oh, I didn't notice. Oh, cool. So the oil is back here, and then the gases, or the different liquids we form, are actually up here. That's pretty neat. So you can see how much oil you have in the system on the back side and how much of the rest of the stuff you have in the system on the front side.
Neat.
Okay, well, looking over at the timer, that is an entire episode on making plastic. Oh, I guess we talked about sulfur too, but yeah. Okay, I gotta go down and see if there's a, well, I was gonna say, see if there's a sulfur that's ready to be pushed over, but if there was, it should be getting pushed over, and then I wouldn't be able to see it. I'm gonna go look anyway, though. Come on. Down here, and slow down. Alright, well, the fact that there is no sulfur there, and there's no sulfur in front of any of these, means to me that it is indeed pushing the sulfur. Or at least breaking it. I'm gonna turn off the timer, and just break the timer. Give me the timer. And don't fall in the lava. Okay, I'm just going to turn that off, and we'll check back on that later. That's it for now, folks. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out, Sim, and learning the new ways of the plastic thing.
Absolutely.
It's a little more complex and possibly, let's say, convoluted than it used to be. But that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Catch you later.
Ciao.
For now. Yes. Later on.